students, welcome to Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School channel. Myself Priya teacher and I am going to teach you science subject for class 7. So in our previous lesson we discussed about different types of fibers. It means we learned lesson number 3, and in lesson number 3 we discussed there are different types of fibers which we can obtain from animals also and plants also. So we discussed the types of fibers also. Okay. Then today I am going to show you a picture and then you have to identify it, that which type of fiber is used in these clothes. Okay. See this picture and then I will ask you, see there are 3 clothes are given in picture. So you have to tell me that in these clothes which fiber is used. Can you identify it? Okay. So very good. You know that these clothes are made up of wool fiber or woolen fiber. Okay. So wool fiber is used here in these clothes. So we know, we all know about this wool fiber also, and also we learn about silk fiber. So can you tell me why we use woolen clothes in winter? Okay, good. So in winter we use woolen clothes because woolen clothes can help us to keep our body temperature warm. Okay. So while there is a cold or cool air, cool atmosphere, then we can keep our body warm with these clothes. That is why we use woolen clothes in winter. Very good. So today we are going to learn about these cool things or hot things or coolness or hot air. Okay. So we are going to learn about all these hot and cool things or objects in our today's lesson. So today we are going to learn lesson number 4, heat. So in this lesson heat, we are going to discuss all these points. So first point we will discuss, or we will know about what exactly mean heat, introduction of heat. So what exactly heat we are going to learn in this lesson. Then second point we are going to discuss hot and cold. So what it means hot and cold? So hot and cold, it means which objects are hot and which objects are cold. About this we are going to take information from this lesson. Then third point we are going to discuss, it is a measuring temperature. So we are going to learn how temperature can be measured. Okay. So that thing we are going to learn in this lesson. Then types of thermometer. So there are different types of devices, and which devices are there, by which devices we can measure temperature. This is also we are going to learn here. Then next it is a transfer of heat. Heat is transferred. So how it is transferred and what it is exactly known as, that we are going to learn in this point. And kinds of clothes we wear in summers and winters. So as per heat and cold, we are going to know that which type of clothes we are going to use in summer and winter. And at last we are going to discuss recapitulation or recap of this lesson. So let us move over next point or first point of this lesson, which is a introduction. So what it means? Heat. So first of all I am going to ask you a question, that why do we sweat on hot sunny day? Okay. Yes, correct. So heat of the sunlight increases when there is a hot sunny day, and because of that increase in sunlight, what happens? The temperature of our body increases and we sweat. So because of increase in temperature, our body get sweating. Okay. So because of that only, temperature increase of temperature. So in your day-to-day life, we know there are so many objects which are hot and which are cold, and because of increase of temperature they are hot, and because of decrease of temperature they are cool, or we can say cold objects. So here some examples are given in this chart or in table. So hot objects are some given here and cold objects are also given here. So which are the hot objects given in this table? So first one, it is a boiling water, and then second one, it is a steel spoon which is kept in a tea cup. So that is also hot. Then here some cool objects are given. Which one? Fruit juice, it is cool or cold object. Handle of frying pan, though frying pan on gas, it is hot, but handle of frying pan, we can say it is a cool, it remains cool. So why it remains cool, we are going to discuss in our next point. So only in this point you have to know about which objects are hot and which objects are cool in our day-to-day life. So ice cream, okay, so all you love ice cream. I know that ice cream is also a cold object, it is a cool object. So these are some examples which are given in this table. So you have to find out more hot objects and more cold objects which you use in your day-to-day life. So we are going to discuss a next point of this lesson. So which is the next point? It is a activity. So activity 4.1 is given in your textbook. Here only I am showing you this picture. So what it is given in this picture? See, take 3 large mugs, label them as A, B and C. Put cold water in mug A, hot water in mug B. Mix some cold and hot water in mug C. So here in this picture you can see there is a mug given. So this is not a mug, this is a glass flask, you can see here. So in this beaker we can say, or that glass pot we can say, we are having water here. So A is it is labeled A, B and C. So in A flask there is a, which type of water is there? See, label them A, B and C. Water in mug A, which type of water is there? Put cold water in a mug A. So in this A pot we added cold water, and in B we added hot water, and in C we mixed hot and cold water. So whenever you are going to pour this hot water in this jar B or in this pot B, you have to make sure that water is not so hot that you burn your hand. So you don't have to boil that water, okay. So above only that lukewarm water, okay. So you have to take this type of hot water in which you can put your hand or you can keep your hand easily. So it will not burn yourself, that you have to take precaution. So next what you have to do? So in A there is a cold water, in B there is a hot water, and in C it is become a lukewarm water because we added hot and or we mixed hot and cold water. So what you have to do? See here in first A jar, that left hand it is kept, in B jar it is the right hand, and in C jar both hands are kept there or put there. So whenever you are going to keep your hand in a cold water, you will feel coolness of that water. Then whenever you are going to keep your hand in a B water, you can feel hotness of that water. So my question is that whenever you are going to keep your hands, both hands in lukewarm water, after you have to, first you have to keep your hand or you have to touch that hot water and cold water, and after touching hot and cold water with your both hands, right hand you have to keep in a hot water and left hand you have to keep in a cold water, and then both hands you have to keep in a lukewarm water. So my question is that how you will feel when you will keep your both hands in lukewarm water? Do you feel the same sensation in both the hands? So no, you cannot feel or you do not feel same sensation to your both hands. So what happened here? Whenever you are going to keep your both hands in lukewarm water, so that hand which you kept in a hot water, that will feel that water it is a cool, and that hand which you kept in a cold water, that will feel it is a hot water. Okay. So, because that your hands already feel that hot and cold water, because of that it will happen like this. So, with our hands or by touching the hot objects or cold objects, we cannot confirm or we cannot know that which type, that it means how much temperature is there. Okay, exact temperature of hotness and coldness, we cannot measure it. So, what we have to do? So, there are different types of devices which are prepared or which are made to measure this hotness and coldness of these objects. So, which these devices are? So, we are going to know about these devices. So, measuring temperature, there are many devices that can be used to measure the temperature, because by touching and holding some objects in our hand, we cannot measure exact temperature of that objects. That is why we have to make these types of devices. By these devices, we can easily measure extent coldness and extent hotness of these objects. So, that device which is used to measure temperature, that is called as a thermometer. So, thermometer is a device that is used to measure the temperature of an object. The temperature is found by reading the level of liquid in a thermometer. So, how we can read or how we can measure the temperature of thermometer by thermometer? So, the temperature is found by reading the level of a liquid in a thermometer. There is a liquid present there in a thermometer, and by the level of this liquid we can measure temperature, we can find temperature, what type of temperature that object is having. Then the temperature can be read with the help of degrees or graduations mark on it. So, in degrees the temperature is given on that thermometer, which are having a gradually marks on it. Okay. So, by these marks we are going to, or marking, we are going to read temperature. See, here it is a picture given of a thermometer. So, this is first one, it is a thermometer. We are mostly we are using this type of thermometer which is having a mercury. Here this is second picture, which is a pen like picture. It is, you can see, or pen like thermometer you can see. This is called as a digital thermometer. And third one, nowadays because of corona we are using this type of thermometers which is known as a laser thermometer, okay, or radiated thermometer we can say. So, what happens here in this first picture, there is a mercury. So, that mercury liquid is used to measure temperature, but sometimes mercury is harmful to use in this thermometer. That is why we made this digital thermometer. But digital thermometer is also, we have to keep in our hands or hold in your hands, so that it means we have to touch that thermometer. But nowadays we cannot touch to anyone and we cannot measure that what is the temperature of its body. So, that is why we are going to use this type of thermometer which is known as laser thermometer. Okay. So, these types of thermometers are used nowadays. So, how we have to read a thermometer, reading of a thermometer. So, how we have to read? So, first point, it is note temperature difference between two bigger marks. So, in this picture you can see there are some marks are given here. So, in digital temperature no need to read marking. In this laser thermometer you don't need to read marking, directly you can see what is the temperature here, 36.9 or 37.00, like this you can see the numbers 37, 35, 36 like this. But in this mercury thermometer you have to read this marking. So, markings are like our scale. So, all you know what it means, scale. Okay. So, scale which you use in your mathematics subject or in your compass box. Okay, so that scale, like that scale, you can see the marking are here on this mercury thermometer. So you have to read these markings. That liquid, it will be appear on this 35 marking, 36, 37 or 38. So it is measured in degrees. So see that you have to note down. So note temperature difference between two bigger marks. Then note down number of divisions between these two bigger marks. So how many divisions are there in between two bigger marks? So like your scale, you can see that there are some bigger marks are also there and some small markings are also there. So you have to measure or you have to note the number of divisions between these two bigger marks. So if there are four small divisions, four small marks. So four small marks, it means there are 5 divisions. Okay. So if there are 4 small marks between two bigger marks, then it is correct, and the bigger marks read 1 degree, then one small division reads 1/5. So one bigger mark, it is 1 degree. Okay, and then whenever there is a 4 sections or four small marks and 5 divisions, you have to divide 1 by 5. Okay, it means two bigger marks, it is a 1. It means the bigger marks reads 1 degree, it is a 1 degree upon how many divisions are there? 5 divisions. So you have to divide by 5 is equal to 0.2. So this mark, how you have to read this? 0.2, it is a 0.2 degree Celsius. So whatever thermometers are used in India, it is scaled as a degree Celsius. Okay, these types of measurement we are having in India, or we used it. Here some marking or marking on a thermometer, mercury thermometer, it is shown here. So you can see here 35, this is a bigger mark, then 34, 35, 36, 37, like this you can see. So there are some types of thermometer. First type, it is a clinical thermometer, second one it is a laboratory thermometer, and third one it is a maximum and minimum thermometer. So these thermometers are not classified on the basis of which type of a substance is used there to measure temperature. So why they are classified like this, or on which basis they are classified like this? They are classified in these 3 types on the basis of their use, where they are used. Okay, so in which particular or for which particular purpose it is used, on this basis these thermometers are divided into these 3 types. Which 3 types are here? Clinical thermometer, laboratory thermometer, and maximum and minimum thermometer. So let us know about these thermometers, types of thermometers one by one. So first type, it is a clinical thermometer. So let us know what is the definition or what is exactly mean by clinical thermometer. So in clinical thermometer, where we are using this clinical thermometer, the thermometer which measures our body temperature is called as a clinical thermometer. Okay, so have you seen this type of thermometer? I think so many students, or from your class, many students are having these types of clinical thermometers at their home, and might be they are seen these type of thermometers. So these types of thermometers are used to measure body temperature of human beings mostly. Okay. So a clinical thermometer consists of a long, narrow, uniform glass tube. So from which substance it is made up of? So from glass. That thermometer, it is made up of glass, and it is a long, narrow and uniform tube. It has a glass bulb at one end, and this bulb contains mercury. So in this long glass tube or long narrow tube, there is a one end, and at that end there is a glass bulb, and it means a part which is having a mercury there, and outside the bulb of a small shining thread of a mercury can be seen. So, we can see by outside that bulb is having a shining thread like and small amount of that mercury. You will also find a scale on a thermometer. The scale we use in a Celsius scale, it is indicated by 0 degree Celsius. So, there is a scale which is given on a thermometer and that scale is known as a Celsius scale. So, in India we are using this Celsius scale, it is indicated by like this 0 degree Celsius. So, this is a type of a measurement, okay, or type of a scale of a measurement. Then a clinical thermometer reads temperature from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. So, in this clinical thermometer what happens here, that we are reading or temperature we can read from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. So, this scale is very small from 35 to 42, it means only 7 degrees we can read or we can measure by this clinical thermometer. So, why we use this scale only here, it means this small scale here 35 to 42, because normal temperature of a human body is remain 37 degrees Celsius. So, whenever there is a normal human being or normal temperature of a human being, it is decided it is 37 degrees Celsius. As the temperature of a human body do not go, whenever there is a normal person, it will not go below 35 degrees Celsius or above 42 degrees Celsius. So, it is the normal scale of a healthy human being. So, whenever there is a healthy or normal human being is there, his or its temperature will remain in between 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. That is why only this much scale is given here on this clinical thermometer. Okay. So, whenever there is a temperature increased temperature about 42 degrees Celsius and below 35 degrees Celsius, it means that person is not normal. Okay. So, it is having cold or he is having a fever there. Okay. So, like this it is diagnosed. So, the range of a clinical thermometer is also between these two extremes. Then average temperature of healthy person is known as a normal temperature of a human body. It should be between 35 to 42 degrees Celsius. Then steps to use a clinical thermometer. So, wash the thermometer using an antiseptic solution. Okay. So, you have to wash first with a antiseptic solution you have to use that we are using sanitizer. Okay. So, sanitizer is also a antiseptic solution we can say. So, like these types of solution we have to wash thermometer, then ensure mercury level in the thermometer falls below 35 degrees Celsius by giving in a few jerks. So, we can see a jerk is there in a thermometer and it should have be that mercury level, it should have to below the 35 degrees Celsius. Then place the bulb of a thermometer under your tongue. Then you have to place that thermometer under your tongue whenever you are going to measure body temperature. Wait for a minute till the mercury level becomes constant. Okay. And then you have to take the thermometer out from your mouth and note down the reading and state the body temperature along with its unit degree Celsius. So, like this you have to keep that thermometer. So, that bulb you have to keep in your mouth below the tongue. Okay. So, that bulb it is having mercury there. So, whenever you are going to keep that bulb in your mouth, what will happen? So, it will going to measure your temperature, body temperature, and then liquid it will go up or above or below that 35 degrees Celsius, or it will show a constant figure on that thermometer or constant scale on that thermometer. And how you have to whenever you are going to take out that thermometer like this, that second picture. Okay. So, this girl is reading that scale on this thermometer. So, that you have to read like this only, you have to keep that thermometer, okay, in front of your eyes. Okay, straight you have to tip. You cannot hold that thermometer upside direction. Okay, and you have to hold that thermometer opposite to that bulb. Okay, so you cannot hold that bulb. When you will hold that bulb, that mercury level, it will decrease or increase. So this precaution you have to take whenever you are going to use that thermometer for measuring body temperature. Then some precautions again are given here. Step side we discussed. Now these precautions are here. Thermometer should be washed before and after use. Then second one, mercury level, it has to be 35 degrees Celsius. Read the thermometer keeping the level of mercury along the line of a sight, like this. Only I shown you this picture, that how you have to, along with your eyesight, you have to hold that thermometer. Then we should not keep thermometer under the sun or near to flame. Why we should not keep the thermometer in sun and flame? Because that thermometer is having only a range of measuring limited 35 to 42. If it will extend in a temperature, that glass will break down and it will, that mercury, it will come out, and that mercury is also harmful to our body. Okay. Then don't hold the thermometer by the bulb while reading it, and use for only measure temperature of human body. So we have to mostly use this clinical thermometer to measure the human body temperature. Okay, so I am going to show you a video, then you will understand it very properly.
Clinical thermometer. In this module, you will learn about a clinical thermometer. Your forehead feels warm. You immediately suspect a fever. To be sure, however, you need to measure your exact body temperature. How would you do that? Well, with the help of a clinical thermometer, also called a doctor's thermometer. A clinical thermometer is usually made of glass and consists of a mercury-filled bulb inside at one of its ends and a fine capillary tube that looks like a thread running from the bulb to its other end. There is a small constriction in the neck close to the bulb. A clinical thermometer can measure temperature ranging from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit to 108 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a pretty small range. You can get the temperature by reading the scale inscribed on the side of the thermometer. Let us now see how a clinical thermometer works. A clinical thermometer is usually placed inside the mouth for measuring body temperature. Because of the body heat, the mercury inside the bulb heats up, expands, and rises to a certain level in the capillary tube through the constriction. The new level to which the mercury rises indicates the exact body temperature. You may be wondering if the reading changes on removing the thermometer from the mouth. Well, it does not. The constriction prevents the mercury from flowing back into the bulb. You can also say that the mercury column breaks at the constriction and is unable to return to the bulb, thus remaining stationary in the tube. To reset the thermometer, you need to swing it sharply many times so as to make the mercury column return to the bulb. Why do you think mercury is used in a clinical thermometer?
Okay. So, students, we discussed about different types of thermometers. So, in today's session, we discussed about a thermometer which is used to measure body temperature of human body, or that is called as a clinical thermometer, or also it is known as a doctor thermometer. So, Hope you understood all these concepts which I taught you in our today's session. So remaining part we will discuss in our next session. So till then I am going to stop here. Then you have to read this chapter carefully, and activity also you have to read, and then whatever doubts are there we will discuss in our doubt session. Okay, till then bye and take care.